He spent 7 years. Like raising a daughter, turned me from a sassy young girl into a perfect woman. Obey me in everything. Until I saw that first grade parents group, I just realized he is really a good father. It's just that that child wasn't born to me. Even today, I must also admit, Mr. Lin is the best pet owner I have ever seen in my life. Yes, I use pet owner rather than a lover. The story goes back to 2019. I was 20 that year. In the junior year of college, he dyed his hair yellow like dry grass. Mouth full of internet buzzwords. Good for nothing but playing games. And he is 28 years old, wearing a well-tailored shirt, driving a luxury car whose price I didn't know until long after. That is the elite of another world. The day we met in real life after getting to know each other through the game, he didn't disdain my coarseness. It's more like discovering a piece of uncarved jade. At that time, the love between us is so intense that it makes one dizzy. I'm at school. He is at the company. 300 kilometers round trip. Just because after my evening self-study, I casually said I wanted to eat crayfish. He can after work at 11 o'clock late at night, with dark circles under the eyes. Drove 3 hours to rush to my building and take me out to eat. Look at me and smile. Then I rushed back in the early morning to attend the morning meeting. Even if you have a heart of stone, wouldn't one also be melted by this desperate doting? Slowly he began to reform me. He is like a patient father. Force me to wash out my yellow hair. Teach me how to match colors for dressing. Teach me to get a certificate. Fund me to start a studio. He took that trendy young girl step by step. Has become someone with an annual income of 200,000 yuan now. An independent woman with exquisite makeup. I once nasally thought, that's him cultivating his future wife. I work desperately hard, want to make myself worthy of him, want to be evenly matched with him. I regard him as a god, treat Faith as my second parents. Until the 4th year, the idol collapses, expose the mud inside crawling with maggots. An ordinary Tuesday in 2023. He is taking a shower. WeChat on the computer is still logged in. I don't know what came over me. Clicked on the one named, the chat box for the grade 1 parents group of No 3 Primary School. The latest message he sent was received. Thank you, teacher. The group nickname is Stardad. Traced the clues to find the source. I clicked on the WeChat moments of that mother of an autistic child. The screen is full of families of 3. That 7-year-old little boy has exactly the same inner double eyelids as him. That instant, I didn't cry. I just feel cold. Bone-chilling cold. I count on my fingers and find I'm 7 years old. That was before we knew each other. But I remember the first year of our relationship. He said with a guilty look on his face, parents insist on taking my ex on a trip. For filial piety, I can't help it. At that time, I still felt sorry for his helplessness. Generously show understanding. Turns out that wasn't my ex. That's my wife. It turns out that wasn't a reluctant social engagement. That is the joy of family togetherness for their family of 5. What am I then? In these 4 years, every time I lie in his arms and act coquettishly, every time I accept his expensive gift, every time I hear him say, "Baby, I love you." Am I a thief? Is a shameless person break up other people's families? Are you the dirty thing that stole someone else's father? My self-righteous, exquisitely beautiful love over these 4 years. In others' eyes, is it just a shady history of being kept? He took that bath as quickly as usual. I feel like it's been a century, though. Stomach spasms come in waves. I rushed into the toilet and retched. All I vomited was acid. One want to take these 4 years. All the candies he fed me were spit out. Because those candies are full of shit. 2 a.m. I drove him out. Called him back again. He banged madly on the door at the entrance. In a trembling voice, he begged me to open the door. The way he looks at me, like watching porcelain about to break. I was screaming. I feel like my whole body is dirty. Don't touch me. Have you divorced or not? Whose child is that? Am I the other woman? Mr. Lin, am I the other woman? He froze. Then he dropped to his knees with a thud. He pulled out the photo of the divorce certificate from his phone, handed it to me as if presenting a treasure. I got divorced from Zhao Su. Really got divorced. That's my ex-wife. I'm just afraid that you might mind that I have a child. So that's why I made up the lie. I also knelt on the ground, clutching his phone in his hand. Smiling looks worse than crying. Afraid I mind? So let me be like a fool. Unaccountably, I've been an invisible stepmother for 4 years. So just let me bear the suspicion of possibly being a third party. Live in lies. That was the darkest 6 months in my life. I broke up, blocked his WeChat. The things he gave me, 3 big boxes packed full, were left at the door. I thought as long as I was resolute enough, can just cut off this piece of rotten meat. But he is like a rascally ghost. Simply can't shake off. Every day after work, that familiar black car is parked right downstairs from my house. He doesn't honk the horn. Don't come upstairs to harass me either. Just stop quietly like that. A faint scarlet glow from a cigarette butt flickered through the car window. I won't see him. He just waited until 3 or 4 o'clock in the early morning. I peeked through the gap in the upstairs curtain. Look at him standing in the cold wind. Look at him getting thinner day by day, covered in stubble. At that moment, I actually had to clench my palm tightly with all my strength to be able to hold back from rushing down to hug him. Compared to breaking up, what's more torturous is having to meet. During that time, there's something wrong with my heart. Physiological broken heart syndrome. It makes me hurt so bad that I spasm every night. Once in the middle of the night, I fell to the floor in pain and couldn't get up. I unblocked someone from the blacklist out of the blue. I called him. Less than 5 minutes, he rushed up. Opened the door with the spare key. He suddenly held me, covered in cold sweat, in his arms. While he was feeding me medicine, crying while rubbing my chest for me. Zhao Su, sorry. It's all my fault. It was me who made you end up like this. His tears dropped onto my neck. I'm shaking with pain. Even if I know he is a liar, he is a divorced man full of lies. But at that moment, only his arms can stop my pain. We are like 2 madmen. He held me and cried. I also held him and cried. He confesses over and over again that I really got divorced a long time ago. I just love you too much. I'm afraid you'll not want me anymore when you find out I have a son. Zhao Su, I can't live without you. What a clever excuse. Wrap deception up as due to caring too much. But as I listened, the mental defense line began to collapse. I want to push him away, but the hand clutched the corner of his clothes tightly. I want to tell him to get out. What came out of the mouth was a sob. I try to get in touch with other boys, but they saw me sick, can only say drink more hot water. And Mr. Lin, it's the one who will cook porridge for me at 3 a.m. The person who stays awake all night by the bedside. I'm spoiled by him. I can't get used to the world without him at all. That kind of phase reaction is worse than death. Finally, one late night in the 6th month, watching him again begging me for forgiveness. I was caught in the rain all night in front of my house. When Hiji was running a high fever yet still making breakfast for me, I completely surrender. I look at my haggard self in the mirror. Forget it, that's it. Let it be lousy then. As long as I can go back to the days when I was spoiled before. So what if I'm a stepmother? So what if it's a second marriage? At least he loves me. Is that right? So I made a decision that I will regret for the rest of my life. I wipe away my tears. Looking at him, I said, I don't mind you having children. I don't mind that you're in your second marriage. Mr. Lin, let's get married. I thought he would be overwhelmed with gratitude. Will immediately take me to register for marriage. But he didn't. He flinched, his eyes darting away. Jiasu, I just came out of the besieged city. I'm really scared. I don't want to get married again. We are just as we are now. Isn't it good to be in love for a lifetime? Listen to what a perfect closed loop. I even gave up my bottom line of dignity for him, and am willing to be a stepmother. He told me, though, you can love me. Can you sleep with me? But don't even think about marrying me. He kept me confined for 4 years. When I can't leave him, even if I know the truth, he finally revealed his fangs. What he wants is someone who is always well behaved. No strings attached long-term lover instead of a wife. This year is the 7th year we've been together. We are still together. They look exactly like a long married couple. He is still impeccably good to me. As long as I make a phone call, he is always on call. I have any difficulties, he settled it immediately. Except that marriage certificate, he gives me everything. Even he started encouraging me to go on blind dates. Go and have a look. If there is someone suitable, you can get married. When he said this, the magnanimous expression makes me sick. I really went. Met many people. Tried dating a few people. But it's no use. It's really no use at all. Mr. Lin is too rich. That's so thoughtful. You know me so well. Those blind dates, either not as rich as him, either not as careful as he is. Whenever I eat with others, all I can think about is if it were Mr. Lin, he will help me peel the shrimp. He will know that I don't eat cilantro. My desire level has been pulled to the ceiling by him. He lifted me up to the clouds with his own hands, then pulled the ladder away. I can't get down. I think everyone is just so-so. Whoever I look at, I think they are not as good as him. They present me. I stay in the empty studio every day. I also ask myself, do you still love him? The answer is I don't love anymore. I no longer have a crush on him, but rather a mood that makes survival difficult, or rather a habit like an addiction. I'm just like a useless person spoiled by him. I know full well that this relationship won't work out. I know full well that he is wasting my youth. But I just can't live without the superior life he provides. I can't do without this kind of care where I don't have to think. I look at myself soberly. In this abnormal relationship, sinking into despair, he watches himself wither day by day. Maybe wait until I'm 30. Maybe when he gets completely tired of playing. Or perhaps until his 7-year-old son grows up. When you don't need me as your aunt, then I can be free, right? If there is a next life, Mr. Lin, I beg you, don't come to pick me up after evening self-study. Don't give me gifts. Don't teach me to grow up. Let me be that unlearned and unskilled person. A yellow-haired girl who is poor but has light in her eyes. At least at that time, my heart is still intact.